What's up? All right. Do I have an IFB number? Okay. All right. Hello? what? Hey, what's up? What's up, dude? I'm at 1762. It looks like, I don't even know what it is. It's just some kind of little office building. I can see. Hold on, let me take a quick picture. Well, I can't listen. Okay, I just sent you 2 pictures. I'm about maybe 200 yards, maybe 100 yards from the entrance to the CDC off Clifton Road. On the side, on the right. I don't know if these are people that are locked down in here because they were at work or something, but there's people that stand doing a whole lot. Me? I can't because the cops got me blocked in. Yeah, they got me boxed in. Is that what this is, a daycare? Oh, okay. You know what his name is? Thanks.
B-roll for you. This thing has a pretty good zoom on it, believe it or not. All right. Here we go. Yeah, absolutely. We're right here at Emory Hospital. This is the main Emory Hospital, and it's very fortunate for any potential casualties in this particular incident because Emory Hospital is literally within walking distance of this shooting scene. Obviously, multiple ambulances are here, and we've seen many more responding. In fact, we've seen ambulances from other jurisdictions still coming to the scene. That is not a good sign. It could be out of an abundance of caution, but we've seen several ambulances pouring in as others are coming out. Here at the hospital right now, I'll take a step out of the way just so you can see some of the pictures. We've got so many law enforcement vehicles, and these are law enforcement vehicles from so many different jurisdictions. DeKalb Police is the most we're seeing right here. But of course, you have Atlanta police assisting. You have people from jurisdictions all over the place. I saw a Sandy Springs police department vehicle pulling up. Also Dunwoody, Clayton County, Fulton County. This is an all hands on deck situation. And we are continuing to see police vehicles coming in, lights and sirens. So even though from those aerial images we are seeing a more calm scene around the CVS itself, we're seeing a very active, extended scene of law enforcement arriving. Now, I've been doing this a really long time. It's my 35th year. I've covered, unfortunately, multiple active shooter cases over those years, and I can tell you it plays out like this, where you have all of these agencies responding because there's different phases. The first phase that we saw from those aerial pictures that we were very cautious to show because we did not want to give up police positions. Remember, the bad guys in an active shooter situation can pull up a live stream, and if we're showing those pictures live, they can see where the police are. That's why we were very careful not to show police positions as it was happening and as it was unfolding, as officers were taking cover. That's that first phase we were talking about. That's when you have an active shooter situation. Now seeing another police car coming in from DeKalb, lights and sirens, although now slowing down. So some leaving, some more arriving. But in that first phase of an active shooter situation, what you have is what they call the single officer response. This is post Virginia Tech. Where Seung-Hui Cho had shot so many people at Virginia Tech, they launched that single officer response. You don't wait for SWAT. You don't even wait for backup. The first officer on the scene goes in and confronts the shooter because every second you wait, people can die. It's called statistical homicide. If you wait, even though there's great risk to that single officer, that is the standardized training across the nation. Every single police officer in the state of Georgia gets that single officer response training to an active shooter situation. The next phase, and what it appears to have happened in this case, again, just from those aerial pictures when you saw the officers taking cover, we may have had a barricaded gunman situation. Now, there are two kinds of barricaded gunmen. One is where the barricaded gunman is in there alone. Then officers have all the time in the world. They can call in SWAT, set up a perimeter, negotiate, wait the gunman out. But then if they have hostages, that's a different story. Or if there are other people, innocent people, in there with them or in the scene with them, with that shooter or shooters, then of course you have to have a different response totally in that circumstance. It is not clear yet exactly how this unfolded. It is clear that police thought they were in that second phase, whether or not the shooting itself was over. Those pictures we're starting to see with bullet holes in windows, not only of the CDC, but also in responding police vehicles, indicates a tremendous amount of gunfire, likely an exchange of gunfire. We'll continue to monitor it here from Emory Hospital. I'm Chief Investigator Brendan Keefe. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Just keep your watch out. You
you say 1799?
Old IFB, but I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello, 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 hello. I am up where Scott is. That is just right below that CVS. I was able to walk closer. Okay. Stand by. I'm going to move that way, and then I'll just walk you through.
Person from different vantage points or at different times in different locations and call that in. And then that is called in as multiple shooters, and it's almost always wrong. We have not heard that in this particular case, so it appears that the immediate threat is over and they're shifting into that investigation phase. But at the same time, there is the medical phase, and that's what's going on behind me here. We have a very large police presence here at Emory Hospital. We are just a few steps right now from the emergency entrance of Emory Hospital. And as you know, there are multiple Emory Hospital locations around the metro area. This is the Emory University Hospital. And remember, there are only so many level 1 trauma centers in the Atlanta area. So some people go to Grady depending on the situation. Some can come right here to Emory. There are different levels of trauma care at these locations. But the most important thing about Emory Hospital is the proximity to the scene itself. This is, as I mentioned, essentially steps away from the scene on Clifton, because it is just down the road from the CVS. It's just around the corner from my eyesight right now. In fact, the road is blocked off here not because of the hospital response. The road is blocked off here because of the police response to the scene that is immediately adjacent to the hospital. And that is why we're not getting a lot of information right now, because police right now are in that phase of sort of two things: protecting the public and helping them get the medical care, making sure the EMS crews have a clear path not only to get ambulances in, but to get them here into the hospital. They're also setting up a perimeter here around the hospital. It's a fairly loose perimeter, and right now it's just media around here, and we've all worked together for years, so they know we're going to stay back. And but they are clearly preventing entrance to the hospital except for emergency patients. We have seen a couple of people who actually needed emergency care unrelated to the shooting, and they have been allowed to get into the hospital. So it's not pandemonium, it's not chaos, it's very orderly at this point. But right now we have those phases sort of parallel. Happening just out of my vision to the right of your frame is the actual crime scene where an investigation is ongoing, and then you have this medical response. Now, it's important to point out, if we do have fatalities, and we know we have at least one because we now know, confirmed from a source to Atlanta News First, that the shooter is dead. There's two possibilities. The shooter is dead on the scene, in which case that scene is frozen and the body does not move until you have the coroner come, and then also you're going to have crime scene technicians. There's a whole bunch of evidence that matters in situ. You kind of have to do it in context. You have to gather the evidence in context. and you don't move the body until the coroner says, the medical examiner says, yes, you can now move the body. There's another possibility, and that is that the shooter either was alive or they were trying to save the shooter's life. Remember, it's the policy of every major police department in Metro Atlanta that once the threat passes, even if you have used lethal force or a third party has used lethal force to stop a shooter, once that threat is passed, you then provide medical aid. In fact, every Atlanta police officer carries a tourniquet. They also have stop the bleed packs. If that was the case where they were trying to save a life or trying to restart a heart, to be blunt, in that case, they would actually move the shooter to the hospital or at least to an ambulance to begin that life-saving care. Two possibilities. It's not very clear yet which of those possibilities we're talking about, and we could have multiple possibilities between the victims and the shooter where they're trying to save lives, and also you have a dead shooter possibly still on the scene inside or adjacent to that CVS. It is not clear where this shooting started. It is also not clear where it ended. What we do know is that the gunshots continued outside the CVS if they occurred inside at all. Possibility, we're not speculating in any way, shape, or form that the shooter may have ended up in the CVS seeking, cover, trying to get away from pursuing police officers, and the shooting could have occurred elsewhere. The only evidence pointing to a shooting occurring outside of that CVS is all of the bullet holes we're seeing in windshields from responding police vehicles and in those windows at the CDC. That means bullets ended up going into those buildings, into those windshields. Keep in mind that bullets can travel very, very far. A 9mm round out of a pistol fired at a certain angle can literally go 1.5 miles, 2 miles, if shot in the right way. So bullets keep going until acted on by another force, and the only thing stopping them is air friction and gravity, essentially. They come out at faster than the speed of sound. We're talking about 1,200 feet per second from a rifle, 800 feet per second for a pistol. These are very fast-traveling bullets, and they can go a great distance. And obviously, once the bullet leaves the gun, you can't control where it goes. So we don't know where those rounds came from that went into the CDC windows. We don't know where the rounds came from that went into that one police windshield we've seen pictures of. I mean, multiple rounds. That looks like an intentional series of gunshots. It doesn't mean they were fired into the police vehicle. They could have been fired by officers inside the police vehicle. I have seen that before, covering scenes like this, where you have an active shooter. If you've got a threat right in front of you, and they're right in front of that police vehicle, sometimes the only thing you can do is fire through the window, and police officers actually train for that scenario in the academy. We're here at Emory Hospital. We'll keep an eye on what's going on. As soon as we hear anything about any of the victims and that police officer, we'll report back to you as soon as we can. Brendan Keefe, Chief Investigator, Atlanta News First Investigates. Thanks.
Oh, that was close. 8 years. Spring happens.
got in the car. Yeah. No. Well, no. Yeah. So, a couple blocks down there. Oh, yeah, Brendan. I just saw a video. There was a shootout right in front of the CVS.
That's up here like a mile or so, right?
Yeah, it's a good little walk.
It's a good walk.
Yeah, they're right in front of the CDC.
Really, just the other side of that building.
Nah,
You see that?
it's nothing. You got no. All right.
Just because that's where I was on the other side.
Yeah. It's a good little distance. That CDC, so that would never connect.
When this guy comes over, to earshot again, I'll just call him in.
So I don't know, they all were part of the same group. I don't know why, but it could be just something totally different.
Inside or
My grandfather's in ICU right now.
related to the shooting?
No,
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to hear about your grandfather.
no problem.
Yeah, I've been through that myself.
Life is life.
I know, I hear it. Talk to prayers. Talk to prayers, absolutely. I'm surprised they're letting all these vehicles stay. Are they done with that? I couldn't get the drone up because of the helicopters flying way too low. That police helicopter is flying way too low for me to get the drone up. Lose my license. See, that's too low. There's no need for the helicopter. I mean, I'm not looking for anybody.
This is how I feel around.
Where I just came from.
Yeah.
What's that? Yes. I'm going to jump on the skip with this. You want to hold this, just in case? All right. They were just people in the hospital.
Oh,
They weren't on the scene. They were
just in the hospital.
yeah, just saying what the pandemonium they witnessed.
Oh.
Secondary witnesses, you know. What's going on over there? I'm not your shopper. There's a whole family of a guy who's in the ICU. You know?
Yeah.
These people hugging it. They're on
Yeah. Yeah.
Still doesn't hurt to shoot. What colors? Yeah. I just happen to wear this today. I almost never wear the shirt, but I was going to be shooting up at the ballpark and knew I didn't want to wear my ID, so I figured I just should wear this.
What's going on?
He runs out of the field and he hits him.
Gino.
I know that walk.
Yep. What you get, Gino?
Hey. You with GPV?
I am, yeah.
Do whatever we need to do.
Nice to meet you.
Don't worry
Are
about
you
that.
new with WAB or you?
About 5 years.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I've been at JV for a month or two. Yeah. I'm Sarah. Sarah Gallis. Nice to meet you too. I usually cover politics, but
Okay.
yeah, I was the most for this tonight. Yeah.
Are you Sam Monroe?
Yeah, I see the mountain.
I think it's afternoon show.
Oh, nice.
About on Friday.
know.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Right, another
nice to see you
active
again.
shooter.
I know.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I was at Truist Park.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, doing a random,
I
fun
was
shoot.
driving home and I got in car.
Yeah. Okay, I'm standing right
No, you're very cool. You're very cool.
How you doing?
Well, no, you guys don't like really say right or wrong. If I just do it over there, no one can know right.
You might want to.
Johnny, you mind if I send us something?
I can.
Keep it in there on the table. It's hardly ever used. Is that well, but it's there.
I can.
Well, he's apparently stuck on the other side of the seas.
Single email.
I figured because yours is
The only reason I knew about it, we were 12 seconds ago doing a wild shot. We're going to this. They're never coming back. I know it's
when you say presa, do you want to show this? Right. No, just say you're wrong again. Hopefully they have some good video to run. Okay. Yeah. I have it.
Anybody surprised?
Okay, here it is. Yes, sir.
It's going to be taking like 8, 9 hours, or you yeah.
Just I need a little bit like I'm sorry.
What you got? You got an egg or? I have a trainer. Okay. I'm doing it. I love that. You know. Yeah. That's going to be totally different, but we get to it. Yeah. Yeah. If it's going better, we're screwed. Yeah. That's fine. You want me to drop this line or that? I've never messed with it though. I've never seen it had a bad, I don't have it, but I've beaten them up, like I've never had a bad feel on them. Is that wood pellets or no? Yeah, you gotta love that.
Okay.
But I'm here. It's like cooking in your oven. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. How do you
Yep, I just
Yeah. Yeah.
Application of this.
I finally quit to watch social media. I've just finally
I know.
said that shelter in place has been lived in. I'm telling you, when you walk there, it took us a mile to get back to the able to actually talk to some folks. Sentiments as well, just about people were stuck on the outside.
Are we clear? Okay.
No, we were
Yeah, I'll
just on
flag you
officer
guys.
stuff.
Okay.
Okay, it seems like it's still comes on the inside. I'll
Okay.
just give you a heads up.
All right. We're good. They said call back when things happen. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like so confused right now. Well, what? That was a great live shot. Yeah, thank you. My best
Is that going to
work.
be on the nightly news?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't think I'm not. Yeah. I got you.
I probably could have stayed in front of your camera.
No, you're good. I was just wondering.
Well,
I was, actually. This is WADD 25. This is a very convenient disaster.
Yeah, we're like right over there. You want to go back there?
yeah, we'll have to get video. Yeah, that's what yeah, exactly.
Right. I was up in Alpharetta. Like at this time of day, it took me too many Tom Jones. Too many Tom Jones songs for comfort. Oh, really?
Besides you.
Well, that one guy was good.
One is not.
Overtime, you can count on.
That's where I'm lying at.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. I'll follow y'all. Yes, I'm going to be in there. Mayor's.
I was thinking that.
Hey, how are you?
Good. It's good to see you too.
I saw you and I was like,
I know. I was getting my life together.
And I was like, that is Taylor.
I was definitely, off and at the gym, so I look a little. But we're here.
Hey, breaking news waits for no one. I think there's one right here.
Thanks.
Breaking news waits for no one.
Right? Hey, friend.
They go around the corner and see 8 more.
I saw 3 of them. Hey. All right. I don't see Ron here.
Huh? More like nice eye. I think they got their package. Nice eye got their first.
He does. I will tell you the way about 19 live right here. Wherever you need it.
Gotta be able to get somebody. He was set up back here.
Oh, wait. Oh, actually, wait. Ron.
I know.
He is very nice.
Greetings. Yes, me personally.
So what's the grocery bag background about? I'm not understanding. Yeah. So grocery bags were there with the SWAT truck? Yeah, that's
Good to see you. Good to see you. They said to get out.
Saw the camera.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty far the forward.
Yes, why? Man, everybody. They didn't like us. You scared them.
Exactly.
But once it was set up, it was set up.
Nobody cares about the shooting. Shooting in
Here it comes. Atlanta.
Hello, my viewers.
Watch that, watch that. Oh, that's you.
No, he's carrying this lot.
All right, everybody. So it'll be about 15 minutes, give or take. So just bear with us because it is so many of you. When it comes time for questions, I am literally going down the row because it becomes too hectic for all of you all to start trying to ask your questions at the same exact time. So I will go down the row. I won't tell you which direction I'll start, but I just need whoever's going to ask that question, lean in so I know. Okay, does everybody hear me? And in about, thank you, in about 15 or so minutes. And as soon as I'm ready, we will give you a little bit of lead time so you can contact your master control so they can start rolling.
You're gonna give all names before, so you're not asking.
It's gonna be Mayor Dickens and Chief Shearbaum. You all should already have their names. If not, you got time to look on the website and figure out how to spell it. See, you were talking, so that's why you didn't hear me. See? You were talking. I said all that. Said all of that. But I will let you all know in enough time so you can call back to your desk, okay? If this is anybody's news helicopter, once we start, right before we start, if you all can contact your assignment desk and have them not fly over. If it's police, it's fine, but if it's a news helicopter, they gotta move, okay? Thank you.
It looks like the cat. Notice nobody got on the phone.
Sorry.
No problem.
So what were you doing?
I was just sitting at home. I was done for the day, but
I was not quite done with it.
yeah, we were supposed to.
Well, I mean, it was a Thai place and a pizza place. Barbecue place.
Yeah. 15 minutes is what she told us. And she wouldn't confirm that the officer was deceased.
Try. I only foresee myself going from right here to right here. Yeah, right. A long time ago.
Probably 3 minutes ago. I think it's going to be right up the section.
I used to have that shock.
I can press a little bit.
Hey, how are you? This one went. We're having fun.
Let me think. I
don't have an extra mic, but I do have a lavalier on my recorder. But I think it's a live. Think about lavalier, you put it up there, you want to run it through your camera. You all right? You got it. You don't have a table? Let me see what we can do.
Also, I'm pretty sure the test location. Yeah, that's Emory proper in the Emory University. But everything else is
Let's get Ryan to go up on the phone to
There are bullet hole windows. It's the evidence highly suggestive.
They were high enough.
Looks like you are. I'm working out, bro. That works.
She did go.
Otherwise, I go.
I didn't think I thought that was but then it like became clear now too.
Oh, good job. Got a place right here for you.
I need check and because we are live now. ¿Me puedes escuchar?
Yeah. Where do you want me to put this? Just leave it here. Thanks.
Ok, ¿este shot te sirve o quieres adelante? ¿Atrás o adelante? Sí, pero tengo que tener cuidado con todo el mundo, porque todo el mundo sabe.
I did, and I sweated. And I'm so sorry.
Así es, Araceli, en este momento procurando entonces esperar, en pocos minutos deberíamos tener acceso a la parte oficial de las autoridades al respecto. Se conoce que la zona sigue siendo de alta atención y la invitación es a que la comunidad se mantenga alejada de la zona. Hasta el momento también han confirmado que el tirador ha sido fallecido y se considera entonces que no hay una amenaza para la comunidad de Emory y tampoco para la comunidad en los alrededores. Sin embargo, importante mantenerse informado. Nosotros seguiremos y en breves minutos, pudiéramos estar hablando de unos 10-12 minutos, estaríamos entonces llevando a ustedes la parte de las autoridades, conocer qué detalles tienen para ofrecer, por supuesto siempre invitándoles a que se mantengan alejados.
Yeah.
Sean, I might have one.
In the car a few weeks.
It's called age. It's age.
Well, I know.
El tráfico en la zona sigue bastante congestionado. Importante que tengan en cuenta que, tal como las autoridades informaron, el área sigue acordonada, sigue restringido el paso porque la investigación se mantiene entonces activa. Las recomendaciones es que pueden procurar vías alternas, pueden encontrar numerosas, es realmente numerosa la cantidad de unidades de los diferentes cuerpos de seguridad han entonces procurado, no digamos acordonar, pero sí restringir todos los accesos. Hay también todavía presencias de ambulancias, siguen los cielos sobrevolados entonces por helicópteros y en líneas generales. Las autoridades han dejado saber que, tal como mencionábamos, pues la mayor amenaza ha sido digamos, ultimada. Sin embargo, la restricción se mantiene, no solamente de Acelis para efectos del tráfico vehicular, sino también las restricciones en todos los alrededores para transeúntes. ¿Cuál es la recomendación? Sabemos que son momentos en los que la familia está regresando a casa. La invitación es a mantenerse resguardados y a salvo, sobre todo porque a lo largo de que esta tarde, noche avance, es muy probable entonces que todos estos organismos de seguridad se mantengan en la zona y por lo tanto la restricción de poder manejarse en los alrededores siga restringida. Sí, Araceli, estamos entonces esperando hasta el momento, dejan saber que solamente darán información preliminar. Las autoridades han dejado claro que para el momento están entonces esperando a quien se encargaría de la vocería de dar actualizaciones a los medios de comunicación también. La persona entonces se acercó para compartir con nosotros datos, dejó saber que la prioridad es poder controlar la situación y dejar claro que la seguridad ha sido totalmente respetada. Nosotros, por supuesto, nos mantendremos en el lugar. Si usted quiere estar informado, recuerden que la mejor opción va a ser escoger Universidad University Atlanta para entregar más. Están llegando dos
Welcome to the revolution, brother. Check, check, check.
¿Estás bien con la cámara?
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. I just need my question captured. You just what? I just need my question captured on camera. Well, no, because the mayor's gonna be standing right there. So if you give me
there's gonna probably be a crowd on.
Right. Right.
actually the mayor.
Ben, you're good?
Just arrived here.
Ben?
Police changed.
Ben, good.
One thing that we should bring up.
You like? Mr. Trailer, you like it? Thanks, brother. Hey, Priya, just pretend. He's back there.
Giving me the money.
The gathering of folks now from different agencies in the mayor's office is happening just on we're talking about
I'm home. White balance or no?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
But yeah, I think talking back to you on anything about this comes up from there. Yeah, I figured that. I'm gonna tell them. I called them. And then they told you, and then you called me. I know. All right.
I very rarely, like,
Who's gonna crumble one?
I very rarely make it to that part of the stage.
Chair?
Rob, let's do it. Why not?
Do you actually know? Well, I'm a first one.
Yeah, why don't you jump up here where they are?
I mean, it'd be helpful.
That's different than where he was.
Yeah, that was way.
Yeah.
Way different.
Yeah. Good?
Yeah. I got 61.
I had that the first time.
Sir, can you stand up here real quick? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
You want that white shirt? You want
Oh,
that white
yeah.
shirt?
Wasn't good enough?
There you go.
Up close? Yep.
He's a little closer to the mayor.
Look like it.
What makes you say that?
Okay, thank you.
No, absolutely.
Appreciate it, bro.
No problem, guys.
Why I gotta be a white balance?
I agree with that.
we met him? Yeah, so we see. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Shot us, yeah, get that. Oh, yeah?
Here comes a pep talk.
Yeah. So you met at
Everyone, I'm giving you your giving you a little bit of information. We're going to start in about 5 minutes, so go ahead and call all of your master controls, all your assignment editors to let them know. Again, I will say this. We will start with questions and we will go around. We will not do the barrage of questions at one time because I know you all have several questions. We ask that you please don't ask the same question that's already been asked because it becomes a repetitive thing. If you all can just bear with us because this is still evolving. Since we've been there, we've just got another phone call. It's still evolving. But if you are the person who's going to ask those questions, when it's time, I will look at you or point to you or call your name if I know it, and we'll go around the room, okay? I would suggest that all those people who are standing behind me move closer this way because you're not going to really be able to see or hear the mayor because he's going to face this way. The people who will be talking are Mayor Andre Dickens, and Chief Darren Shearbaum, Atlanta Police Department. And we will start in approximately 5 minutes. Thank you.
Hey, we got a 5-minute warning on this presser. It's gonna be the chief and the mayor. Chief and the mayor.
I just want to let you know 5 minutes and I've just been given some info. Pass that information. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Think fondly of the looking out.
You guys gonna have anything for us, or just the mayor and chief? Okay, got it. All right, cool. Appreciate it. All right, here they come.
They're welcome. I called them, Rob.
You called it first.
Everybody good? Yeah, we're about to start. Everybody okay? Ready? Good evening. My name is Andre Dickens. I'm the mayor of the city of Atlanta. I'm joined here today by Atlanta Police Department Chief Shearbaum, Atlanta Fire Rescue Chief Smith, as well as FBI SAC Brown to my right, and the DeKalb County PIO Officer Wells. We're just a few of the individuals and teams that are here that's been on scene for the last 2 hours as I've witnessed the coordination amongst many of this active shooter incident that occurred today on the campus of Emory University, just off site of the CDC and next to this CVS pharmacy. This active shooter incident started this afternoon, and Chief Shearbaum will give you some of the details regarding that. I witnessed over the last 2 hours a very coordinated response. A lot of training had to go into how these men and women of Emory University, DeKalb County Police, the FBI, the City of Atlanta Police, Fire and Rescue from both DeKalb and the City of Atlanta, the GBI, Georgia State Patrol. I saw officers coming from all over to be able to respond to this incident. At this time, Chief Shearbaum will give you more of the details, but at this time, the shooter is deceased, and we don't have any civilians that have been shot in this active shooter incident. Thank God for that. We do have a DeKalb County officer that was also shot, and at this very moment, the CEO of DeKalb County, Lorraine Cochran Johnson, as well as the police chief of DeKalb County, are at the hospital right now, meeting and talking with individuals, the families, and other officers that were involved having to respond to this emergency situation. They will shortly come to this very same spot to give a press conference and an update on that officer and that incident. And at this time also, on the CDC's campus, there are 92 children that are in a daycare that is on this campus. They are safe, and we are setting up with the CDC and all connected parties to be able to get those families reunited with those children at a local school very nearby. And we have the address of that. That Chief will give you the specific address and name of that school nearby. So we are working to unify families, and at this time, there have been no civilian casualties, but this was an active shooter incident. The shooter is now deceased. The campus is, there are no threats on the campus currently, but we still have an active investigation. Atlanta Police Department will be the investigating party, and so we ask that while things are safe, that you don't drive in that part of campus, because we need to make sure that the investigation goes through without any obstruction. Again, to the men and women that work at the CDC, we know that you've had a tough go of it in the past year, and my heart goes out to you as uncertainty was around your occupation and you being citizens of Atlanta. That means something to me. And then today, this occurs. We are with you, we stand with you, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that we bring resolve to the situation. And FBI SAC Brown, he may be able to tell you more about some of the windows that might have been shot on various floors of the CDC as gunfire did take place. The other thing is, to those parents of those 92 children that are at the CDC, I'm a parent as well. I know your uncertainty and your fear and your concern has been high. We wanted to come give you this message that all the children are safe, and that we will be making sure that you get reunited with them as soon as possible. I know your heart is just really aching, but the good news is none of them have been injured, and we will get you connected to those, to your loved ones really soon. I'll come back to this microphone after others will be given a chance to speak. Now I turn it over to Chief Darren Shearbaum, as Atlanta Police Department has been in coordination with all the other outstanding agencies as we've been working together. And this is why we train on active shooter drills, et cetera, around this region. This has been a group project and a coordinated effort, and Darren Shearbaum, the Atlanta Police Chief, will now address you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Chief. Just give you an update and some additional information what the mayor provided. So this afternoon at approximately 4:50, the Atlanta 911 Center became aware of a report of an active shooter that was occurring at 1600 Clifton Road. This is right at the intersection of Clifton Road and CDC Parkway, immediately in front of the CDC campus. Officers from multiple agencies responded, from the campus, across the region, from our federal partners and our state partners responded to the scene. Officers arriving found a critically injured DeKalb County police officer that was down. He was immediately extracted from the scene and taken to Grady Memorial Hospital. Officers could still hear gunfire occurring inside the CVS drugstore that is right there at the intersections. Officers moved quickly to attempt to find the shooter and to neutralize the threat to the community. We later found the shooter on the second floor of the CVS. He had been struck by gunfire. We do not know at this time whether that was from officers or if it was self-inflicted. He was removed from the location by Atlanta Fire Rescue to render aid. He did pass at the scene. We also know that the CDC campus did receive multiple rounds into their buildings. Right now, as the mayor stated, we are not aware of any injury that occurred to anyone on that location. 4 other individuals did later arrive at the hospital. They were retreated for stress and anxiety symptoms. They were not injured in the shooting. And to reemphasize what the mayor stated, the children in the daycare center are unharmed. We have law enforcement and medical professionals with them, and we are coordinating the return of those children to their families. We've already put this out. We want to reemphasize it. The CDC leadership is communicating this to all parents, but the reunification site is at the Clifton School, which is located at 1900 Starvine Way, Starvin Way in Decatur. And we want to again reassure all parents and loved ones that their children are okay. We do believe there was a single shooter, and we do believe that single shooter is deceased. Right now, the investigation is being conducted by the Atlanta Police Department's Complex Case Squad, by the GBI and the FBI in a joint investigation until we know more information as to what transpired. The Atlanta Police Department is lifting up the DeKalb County officer, the DeKalb County Police Department in our prayers, and I ask everyone that is watching this broadcast to do the exact same thing. And I want to commend the men and women of law enforcement from all across this region that when this community needed them, no one shirked from the danger. And every officer from multiple jurisdictions responded and immediately moved to end this threat. Thank you.
Sure. Hi, I'm Paul Brown, the Special Agent in charge of the FBI's Atlanta Division. And like the Chief and the Mayor said, we immediately responded to the scene. At this time, we're not aware of any casualties on the campus of the CDC, but in conjunction with our partners, we're methodically clearing that to ensure that that is accurate and that is remains so. And then once that's done, we'll assist with processing the scene and conducting the investigation jointly with our partners.
Mayor, Chief, we'll get ready for questions. We'll start on this side. We may not be able to get to everyone, but we'll start with you, Rob, over to the mayor's right.
Right.
Good evening, Mayor. Is it believed right now that the CDC was targeted in this attack?
Well, I'll let Chief Shearbaum ask anything around the investigation. He'll be able to answer that. But right now, it's so preliminary. I read social media and I get calls from a number of you that have heard things about this individual's background. He's a white male, and he has he is a known person that may have some interest in certain things that I can't reiterate right now with any confidence until the investigation is fully conducted. But I think that in a short order, you'll know more about this individual and about some assumptions of his motives, but can't say right now.
All right. Can you tell us anything more about the suspect? What kind of weapon did he use? How many rounds went into the CDC building?
Chief, you want to...
Not yet. We can tell you multiple rounds were fired. We can tell you that multiple rounds were fired, both we believe at law enforcement and potentially at the CDC. Purposely, we can't say it definitively, but it would appear we can't rule that out right now.
Is that CVS a two-story store, or was he in some other kind of place above the store?
We believe it's a multiple-story building, but he was on the second floor of the building that houses the CVS.
Does he have a criminal record?
We can't release that at this time.
Did the man live in that building?
Allow me to let someone else ask a question. Anyone over here at New York Times?
So this shooting comes on the heels of a few other high-profile shootings, including the one at Port Stewart, including numerous on Edgewood and some other neighborhoods. I'm curious to what extent can the city confront what seems to be a rash of gun violence without state-level intervention?
So your question around a number of high-profile shootings, Fort Stewart, here at Emory, and others across the nation and in the state of Georgia, is definitely one that we have to pay attention to. Mass shootings, active shooter scenarios should not become the norm. We have a number of individuals in this country that have access to high-powered weapons, and for individuals with those high-powered weapons that may have mental challenges, or those individuals with high-powered weapons that are angry, when they choose to use those weapons in a way that harms multiple people, we have to put an end to that in our society. So this is something we do have to have a national and a state a full conversation across the nation and across the state of Georgia, not just in one city. As you see, this is a coordinated effort across DeKalb, across college campuses, the FBI, the GBI. As you see active shooters across the nation, we've just been added to the statistic.
You said they, sorry, you said
right
they,
here in black shirt.
Thank
Allow
you.
her.
We were hearing that the officer passed away. So he was critically injured. Did he pass away? Or was his condition?
Well, at this time, it is a DeKalb County officer, and we want to make sure that DeKalb County is able to respond to what's going on with that officer. We know that he was shot and critically injured, and at this time, as I stand here, I can't give you that information that you just asked. We have the PIO of DeKalb County here, and as I said, in short order, you will hear from the DeKalb County Chief and the DeKalb County CEO.
All right, over here.
Can I ask, why was the DeKalb officer there? I know this area is kind of on that border, but just talk about that, maybe Chief Shearbomb or you, Mr. Mayor.
I want to talk about how mutual aid and how we're all kind of together.
This is an area that is part of the city limits but inside of DeKalb County, so it's not uncommon for patrol patterns to cross for multiple jurisdictions that may share the space. We don't know why the officer was there. Was he going to work? Was he coming home from work? We don't know if he was on patrol. We will know that at the end of the investigation.
Hang on, Brian. She's got it.
Did you want to give an update?
So we can confirm that our officer was responding to the threat of the active shooter.
So you can't.
Yes.
Did you say
Yes, we can confirm that our officer was responding to the threat of the active shooter.
Can you give an update on the condition? There have been several media reports that he's passed away or she.
So we can't confirm that at this time. Like Mayor said previously, our interim chief Pedrick will be here to provide an update. I just don't have that information readily available.
did that officer respond alone?
So we are, both Chief and Mayor, if you can, we're getting reports that maybe the suspect who was known had some issues with the CDC because he was upset about COVID vaccine. He thought it made him sick. Is there any way you guys can maybe address that, and maybe if he was targeting the CDC because of the vaccine?
We cannot confirm at this time. This is in the earliest stages of the investigation. The same questions you have, law enforcement has. And so everything that is the question of the nation, we're going to get the answer to, and we'll be able to report back as soon as we can.
All right, Univision.
Yeah. We're hearing this maybe for DeKalb, but was this officer a rookie officer? We heard basically he was almost ambushed a little bit when he actually arrived on scene.
So any information about the officer will come from interim chief Pedrick later this evening, including his status and how long he was with the department.
All right. Is the white car with the trunk open and shot up, is that connected to the suspect?
It's part of the crime scene at this time. We can't confirm if it was the car that the suspect drove, but it is being searched by the police and it's being held as evidence.
We're going to take the last question right here.
Do you guys have a timeline of when the gunfire was called in and how quickly officers responded and how quickly the suspect was essentially...
4:50 p.m. is when the first call came in. Law enforcement arrived very, very quickly thereafter. Oftentimes when officers arrive, they're so quickly engaged in the scene they can't radio out. So we'll be reviewing all video to determine when the first officers arrived. But the response was from multiple agencies. I wish I could name everyone right now, but the citizens of the Atlanta region should be proud of their law enforcement today.
Mayor, you want to give a parting statement before we go?
Yeah, as Chief stated, this was a coordinated effort. When I was here around 5:15 or so, I was seeing not only DeKalb County and Atlanta, we were seeing Gwinnett County, we saw officers from Dunwoody, we saw, of course, Emory, the FBI, GBI, Georgia State Patrol. Everyone was responding because there were shots being fired, calls for shot being fired right there in front of the CDC, and then shots fired inside of the CVS. And so you're hearing, everyone responded. It was hundreds of officers as well as fire rescue. And at this time, we've spoken with Emory President Finvez, as well as all of the individuals at the CDC, the leadership there, and the leadership of DeKalb County, et cetera. Everyone will continue to give updates throughout this evening. This very same spot will be utilized by DeKalb County as they return from the hospital really soon, as they're talking with families. And as more information becomes available that we can share about the suspect that is now deceased, we will make sure that we share that because we want you to know the mindset, what might have led to this so that we never have it happen again. We want right now to give this update that the area is clear, no threats continue to exist, and we're going to start reuniting families with those children that are in that daycare. And again, the campus has the all clear sign. Stay out of that area right there in front of the CDC and where the CVS is, because it is an active investigation that's being led by APD in coordination with FBI, GBI, and of course with DeKalb County there. That's it at this time.
Thank you, everyone. For any updates, please make sure you follow the Atlanta Police Department social media. That's where we will have updates. That's also where we will let you know where we will have our next press conference, and we'll also try to send an email. Thank you, everyone.
Officer Wells, we're hearing the press conference is at 8:30 at the hospital.
Ready to go.
Which
Yep, I can hear you.
Coffee down.
Yeah, copy down.
Nope. Our hospital people are telling us 8:30 at the hospital. So excuse me.
They told me to do it.
Come up here.
Yeah.
People are going to walk in front of me.
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay, what we encountered information. They're saying that it might be right here.
No, it's definitely going to be right here. Yeah. It's definitely going to be right here.
Okay, but they're saying it's at the hospital.
Oh, no, the cops are at the hospital. They're going to come here to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, I understand now. I'm just
Oh, okay.
Stay here.
Depends what we have here.
The $5 Big Breakfast Deal is back at Wawa for a limited time. Get any Sizzly, any size hot or iced coffee, and a crispy hash brown, all for just $5. The $5 Big Breakfast Deal is back. Gotta have a Wawa.
Tune in to Fox 29 post-game report on Saturday following primetime baseball. Presented by your local Tri-State Toyota dealers. Proud sponsor of Fox 29 and sports in Philadelphia. Toyota, let's go places.
From is it possible? To anything is possible. From we'll see to let's go. From no time to now's the time.